This Runch skirt is all shades of gorgeousness, and here is a tutorial of how to sew from start to finish. So we are going to fold the fabric to the right side into two, like so. So what we are going to do, we are going to mark the starting point. So we are marking the starting point first before we start marking our hip length. So make sure you mark like ½ inch for the starting point, then use your ruler to rule that out. Okay, then you mark your hip length. So the starting point is the waist, then you mark your hip length. So 8 inches is a standard measurement for the hip length. So after you mark your 8 inches, then you use your ruler to rule that out well. So make sure the lines are straight. Okay, so please like and comment. So you divide your front hip by 2. Okay, then you mark that out. So after marking that out, what we are going to do is we are going to divide our front waist by 2. Okay, then you see I've already marked it out. Then you use your French cuff to connect the lines together. Okay, so after connecting the lines together, so we are going to mark 10 inches. Okay, you see 10 inches for our runch. So I'm going to mark 10 inches for the runch part. Okay, so then I'll just connect it together to my hip. Okay, so you mark 10 inches. So you see the way I'm connecting the hip to the waist. So you mark the hip length down. You make sure so mark the hip measurement here and all the way to the hem. Okay, mark it all the way to the hem. So after marking that out, you're going to use your ruler to rule it out. Okay, so please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so you rule that out with a straight line, and please comment down the comment section to comment helpful if you found this tutorial helpful. Comment helpful in the comment section of our YouTube channel. Okay, so rule that down with a straight line. Okay, so after you rule that down, so we are going to mark out 1.5 inch at our center front of our waist, 1.5 inch. Then we are going to mark 1 inch inward our waist, then use your French cuff to connect it. It will have this slopey curve. Okay, so after doing that, now we are going to cut out our front runch skirt. So you see this side 10 inches. Okay, we are going to cut that out. So you see we are cutting out our runch skirt. So we are cutting that out. So you see that slope. So after you cut that all the way down, you cut that out all the way down. Okay, so then you make sure you cut out this slope that I mark, that 1 inch slope. I forgot to cut it out, so make sure you cut it out. Okay, so I hope you find this tutorial helpful. So now here is the back of our skirt. I fold it together at the right side, not the wrong side, because we are sewing on at the right side of our fabric. So you are going to mark 1 inch zipper allowance, 1 inch zipper allowance. So you mark it all the way to the hem, 1 inch zipper allowance. So we are going to mark out our waist measurement. So you divide your back waist measurement into 2, then you mark it. Then we are marking our hip length. So, and I told you the hip length is 8 inches for adult and female, 8 inches. So after marking the 8 inches, we are going to connect with our ruler all the way down. Okay, to the hem, all the way down to the hem. Yes, we are connected all the way down to the hem. Okay, so now I'm just writing my 10 inches. So you can actually, if you want your runches to be bigger, you can actually leave 12 inches, 14 inches, depending on how big you want your runches to be. So now I'm marking my waist, my back waist. I divided my back waist into 2, then I connect it to my hip length. Okay, now I'm marking out my my nail measurements. Okay, my nail measurement. So because of bum tightening, so I'm marking my nail measurement. So I went in by 1 inches, then I connect to the hip. Okay, I connect straight to the hip. Why I'm doing this is to have this bump effect, so our bum will be shapy. Okay, and then at the waist, I know you're not seeing it, so you go in by 1 inch at the waist, the way I did at the nail. Then you connect from the waist to the hip, like so. Okay, then you now remark your 1 inch. So from at that 1 inch you take in at the waist, you mark out your 1 inch for zipper allowance. Okay, then you reconnect it. Okay, now so this is now our new zipper allowance. All right, then you mark out 1 inch at the nail for zipper allowance. So you measure out 1 inch. You look at the way I measure 1 inch for the zipper allowance. So this is now our new zipper allowance. So you see the way I mark it, then I'm going to connect it to the 1 inch zipper allowance at my hip. Okay, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. So please like and share so others can also learn. Then you connect it all the way to the hem, to the hem of your back dress. Okay, then at the side of the nail, because we went in by 1 inch, so we are going to add 1 inch at the side of the nail. Okay, and we are also, so we are going to connect from the 1 inch to the hip. Then at the waist, because we went in, so you have to come out by 1 inch. Okay, come out by 1 inch and you connect to the hip. So now we are marking our 10 inch for runches. Then we connect to the hip, so we are cutting that out. Okay, so you see I'm cutting out zipper allowance, then I'll slash it out. So now the back of my skirt is ready. So now you see, so before you sew, you notch that your hip, your waist measurement, where your natural waist is. So we are going to fold it and sew all the way down. Okay, because this is the runch side, so we are going to fold the runch side and sew all the way down, all the way to the side. Then we'll fold the side of the skirt, we are folding it for neat finishing. So we are going to fold it in like so, and then sew all the way to the hem. Okay, so you repeat at the other side of your skirt, so make sure you repeat it at the other side of your skirt. Okay, so now we are marking our back skirt zipper allowance. So you are going to sew, so this is where our zip will stop, then you sew all the way straight to the hem. Okay, we are sewing all the way down to the hem. Okay, then we'll leave the upper side for the zip. So we are sewing all the way down to the hem. So now we are going to add the front and the back skirt together. Then we are going to sew at that right side. We are sewing on the right side, you see. So you sew all the way down to the hem. Okay, then you add 1 inches, because that is where we are going to put our elastic. So you mark 1 inches. Okay, at that runch side, mark 1 inches all the way down to the hem, like so. So you can use your ruler to rule it down. So because that's where we are going to fix the elastic, so that the elastic will be able to go in. Please don't let it be 1 inch, because if it's half inch, I'm not sure your safety pin will be able to pass through that line. So make sure it's 1 inch, so it will, your safety pin and the elastic will pass through. So you see I'm sewing it all the way straight down to the hem. So you make sure what you repeat on this side, you repeat it to the other side of your skirt. Okay, you see I've already joined it. So here is my elastic, and I've already fixed the band. So I'll be sending a tutorial of how to cut and sew a skirt band in my next sewing tutorial. I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew a skirt band. So what you do is, we are going to fix the pin. So this is our elastic, yes. So what you do is, because our run skirt, it's going to gather up, so I measure it to the hem. So when I put my elastic, it's going to draw it back to where I want the hem of my run skirt to stop. I want it to stop after my nail. So I'm going to measure the elastic. 26 is where my nail stops. Okay, I've measured 26 elastic, 26 as the elastic. Then I've pinned that. I'll start passing it through that space I did. Okay, I'll pass the elastic. So as I'm passing the elastic, I'll be drawing the elastic up. So now you see I've already bring it out of the top. So what I'll do is I'll now sew it. I'll sew the elastic down so that the elastic will, I will make sure I sew it so that the elastic will be strong and it will not be able to remove. And I also sew the hem also, so you see the elastic will be there. So I'll do the same at the other side of my skirt. So you see how well and gathered the run skirt is. See how gathered the skirt is. I've already done that. And so this is the end of our tutorial. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So now this is my run skirt. So you see the gathers. So here is our gorgeous Runch skirt. So do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. So here is the back view of the skirt. Bye.